How's it going, you sick freaks? Today, I'm going to talk to you about one of the most disgusting things I've ever had to encounter while working in a retail store. It's really gross. I'm going to exclude, like seeing poo all over the washroom floors is really disgusting too. But this kind of, I don't know, it's not as bad. But it's creepier, it's disgusting, so. And also, I know I promised a video about perverts in the workplace, but we're gonna skip ahead to this first. I'm sorry to all you perverted dudes that like staring at asses. I'll get to that video soon. Back when I started working at the store, it was about like 2 weeks in. I'm working on a log splitter, putting it together. I'm kind of laying on the floor, screwing the wheels on and everything. And one of my coworkers came up to me and he's like, hey, like see that dust on the ground there? It moves. Like it moves? What are you talking about? And I kind of look at it, and there are these like little clumps of dust, kind of like clumped together, almost like magic sand. You guys ever seen that? You play with it and it like clumps together. It looked like that, but like white and fluffy. And I didn't really think anything of it. I'm like, oh, whatever. It's just some kind of dust that came off of like the feed bags or some shit, and it just has some chemical reaction, whatever. So eventually I learned what it was in detail, and it was disgusting. So anyway, yeah, at the store we sold feed bags, stuff like chicken layer, chicken scratch, oats, barley, all that fun stuff, all livestock feed. And sometimes we would get infested bags of feed come in, and you're thinking, infested with what? And how does this have to do with that white fuzzy stuff on the ground?
Yeah, fuzzy.
So these bags came in and they would have little tiny dots moving around on them, little white dots. These were flower mites. Yeah! Yes. If you look really closely, here I'm gonna grab some of my own footage here. I'll show you. This is disgusting, okay? I had to handle these freaking bags. You know how many bags I've handled that I didn't even know were infested? Because you gotta look pretty close to see these little guys. I got these things all over my body. It was disgusting. It was so freaking gross. So what's worse is when you zoom in and you look at them on detail, it's like, you think, oh, whatever, they're just little dots that move around. You're looking at the detail, you see all the legs and the fuzzy things sticking off of them, and oh my god. But that's not even the worst of it though. So anyway, we would get these bags in, and anytime they were infested, I had to report them. So I would take videos like this and take the pictures and stuff. So let's just go to Wikipedia here for a sec so I can describe flower mites in more detail.
It's right there on Wikipedia.
So the flower mite is a pest of stored grains and animal feedstuffs. It is one of many species of grain and flower mites. An older name for the species is sorry. The flower mite, which is pale grayish white in color with pink legs, is the most common species of mite in foodstuffs. The males are from 0.33 to 0.43 millimeters long, and the female is blah 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 blah. The flower mites are found in grain and may become exceedingly abundant in poorly stored material. The female produces large clutches of eggs, and the life cycle takes place in just over 2 weeks. The cast skins and dead bodies can form a fluffy brown material that accumulates under sacks on the warehouse floor. Flower mites that contaminate grains, flour, and animal feedstuffs create allergens in the dust produced and also transfer pathogenic microorganisms. Foodstuffs acquire a sickly sweet smell and an unappetitable taste. How do people know what it tastes like? When fed infested feed, animals show reduced feed intake, diarrhea, inflammation of the small intestine, and impaired growth. Pigs have their live weight gain. Yeah, whatever. Blah, 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 blah. They're bad. They're bad things for feed and grain and people. Okay? They're disgusting. Flower mites are intentionally introduced into mimolette cheese to improve the flavor. When used for this purpose, they may be referred to as cheese mites. Mmm, yummy! You guys want to eat some cheese infested with mites? Mmm, sounds good to me. The mites sometimes bite humans, which can cause allergic reaction known as baker's itch. Okay, so now that we got the basic description of what mites are, yeah, on Wikipedia there it stated the fuzzy white-brown clumps that are buildup of dead bodies and skin from the mites. And I've taken a closer look at these piles, and they move like magic sand, and there's literally like mites hiding inside, just feasting off of the dead bodies and stuff. It's disgusting because like they fall off the bags and they like have a hard time getting back onto the skid, like to get back in the bag, so they just kind of live amongst the scraps, the dead bodies and all that crap that falls on the ground. It's so gross. And poo too. I guess it's all poo. And yeah, how did we get rid of them? Did we get rid of them? What's the solution to getting rid of grain mites? Flour mites. I think they're called green mites too. Well, kids, if you ever have this problem, listen up. So, one of us had the bright idea one time. We're like, hey, what if we spray them with cleaning vinegar?
I've got an idea.
So, that's what we did. We went around the entire store. Anywhere that potentially had some kind of infestation, we sprayed with vinegar, like doused it in vinegar, like hardcore. All over the back in the warehouse, we sprayed all the skids with vinegar, even if they weren't infested. And the mites weren't dying. It was not helping. We thought, like, we were soaking them in the vinegar, and we thought maybe, oh yeah, they were drowning from it or whatever. With a quick Google search, we actually found out that they like vinegar. Like, are you kidding me? This store stunk, okay? Anytime I smell vinegar now, I get like PTSD. It's disgusting. I will never eat stuff that has vinegar on it because I think of mites. When you're eating, you don't want to think of mites crawling around in your food. It's the most disgusting thing ever.
I think I'm gonna puke.
So yeah, the vinegar didn't work. We got a pest control guy come in, and we asked him like what to do, and the dude didn't know. He's like, oh, I don't know. Why don't you just, throw it out? Like, dude, that's what we've been doing. We've been throwing out all the feed. We wasted thousands of dollars worth of feed, chucking it into the freaking dumpster. So, the last solution, which was better, but it didn't entirely work, was diatomaceous earth. And for those of you who don't know what diatomaceous earth is, it's just dried up, fossilized diatoms, I guess it would be called. They're used for a wide variety of insects, and what it does is it dries out their exoskeleton and basically kills them from like dehydration and burning pain. And it's often used on feed, like feed grains for farms and stuff. So we sprinkled diatomaceous earth on every single bag of feed that we had, and it turned into a mite apocalypse that was so disgusting, like disgusting beyond belief. Like, they were coming out of the bags, getting dried up from the diatomaceous earth and falling off the bags in huge numbers. Like, that fuzzy white stuff was like, it was piling up fast, and you could tell that the mites that survived were just trying to survive off of the moisture from the dead bodies. Like, just imagine that on a large scale. Just like zoom in onto that scene. Pretend you're in a mound of dead bodies that were like dried, like their skin all came off, and you're just like feasting on them. I don't know. I don't want to think about it. It's so gross. But yeah, I know. Maybe I'm getting carried away. Some of you guys, oh, it's not that bad. It's disgusting. And yeah, another quick story. So, because I mentioned like throwing it out, we threw out skids of feed, like in big numbers. Like, if I saw a skid come in that was full of just covered in billions of mites, yeah, it was billion. Like, each bag probably had 1 billion mites on it at some point, like when it was really bad. Like, there was tons. Like, I don't even know how many were inside. It was the outside of the bag that you see them all. Like, billions and billions.
Billions and billions and...
So, we threw these bags in the dumpster, and, well, we had dumpster divers, as, you know, that's what you get when you have dumpsters. So, some 40-year-old bummy lady was in the dumpster, and all the feed bags were on the concrete, and she was digging around looking for other shit. This lady didn't know that it was covered in mites. This lady was picking them up, like hugging these bags, picking them up and throwing them out of the dumpster. These bags were covered in mites. Like, it was disgusting. And I'm like, lady, put these freaking bags back in the dumpster. I am not touching them. You put them back in. You took them out, you put them back in. You're already freaking covered in mites. But yeah, that was gross too. So, you know, I may be over exaggerating, like I said, but it is really disgusting. And like, being the little curious shit that I am, I had to look at them like in detail, do my research, and it just made it worse. So, fun tip for all you guys, if you want to stay sane and not be disgusted by everything, don't use a microscope. Don't look at things in detail like you're drinking water, because you're gonna find little things moving around and you're gonna get disgusted. So yeah, that's all I got for today. Share my little PTSD story with you. Oh, I also had nightmares of them too. Like, I actually have freaking nightmares of these mites. Like, I will be walking around in my dream and there will be dust on the floor and like covered in like dust all over the floor, and I'd have mites crawling up my leg. Like, it's the most disgusting feeling, and I'd wake up like in a panic and I'd start like brushing myself off. It's so wild. It's actually bad, but anyway, I know I'm messed up. I'm sorry, guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, and I will make that pervert video for you guys soon, because I know how much you want it, because you guys are freaks and you like perverts. Okay, bye. I love you.
Oh, I got the nighty-night blues, crawling in my hair, crawling in my shoes, spraying vinegar, cloud of white dust, diatomaceous should serve the bust. They don't pay me near enough, it's true. The battle bugs in aisle 2. Bag after bag.